Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and we've got some news from the old world. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Old World Almanac, made to order in time of anarchy. The Empire of Man is more than a spot of bother. The era of the three emperors has passed, and unity is a distant dream as elector counts feud, fortify, and fend for themselves. This is anarchy. A period of no central rule to speak of, yet to dream Sigmar's empire still persists in the hearts of its people, and the grand armies of the disparate states still rally when they are beset. There's a weighty detachment of classic made-to-order releases arriving with the rest of the Empire of Man. They will only be available for a limited time. We'll let you know the details near the time, but for now the Old World development team are here to explain which miniatures they picked and why. So Games Workshop hasn't officially announced it yet, but they have already sent out the price list to friendly local game stores, but that will presumably happen this Sunday, which means that the pre-orders for the Empire of Man will go live the following Saturday. It'll be a 2-week pre-order period, and then all the models of the new and refresh range will be officially for sale 2 weeks after that. And then alongside all of the new Empire stuff that's coming out, we're going to have some returning kits that'll be on a made-to-order basis only. So let's take a look at those and what the studio has to say about it. So first we have the War Wagon. The War Wagon is very exciting. It's the original kit from 1992, but we've taken the time to fully remaster it in forgeworld resin rather than the original metal. That makes it much easier to build, and we've been able to add new details to bring it up to date. It comes with new horses based on those from the War Altar and new hand-sculpted engineer. We don't tend to release many hand-sculpted miniatures these days. He just came about because the designer responsible for remastering the work had been making him, alongside working on this project. He suddenly became a real thing, just as a side project, and we decided to sneak him in with the War Wagon as a nice little bonus. The wheels are still the original plastic wheel set, albeit cleaned up and cast in resin. The rest of the model is original, though certain details have been improved. The underside of the carriage used to be flat metal, and that's now been sculpted and detailed, as have the sides. The rest of the detail has been sharpened up. It's a pretty big rework for a model that hasn't been available since around the year 2000. Because it's made to order, it guarantees that everyone who orders one will receive it, even if it takes a little while to fulfill every purchase. We feel that this is the best way to ensure that everyone who has ever wanted to own this classic miniature can do just that. And we know standard with the made-to-order items, it does take about 180 days or 6 months to receive them. They don't specifically say that in this article, but that is the typical go-to for Games Workshop. The fact that it is going to be cast in resin from forgeworld, based on how many orders they get, if it is super popular, it could take longer than that. And next we have the General of the Empire on Griffon. The General on Griffon is from a little later, the early 2000s. He's not been remastered and is returning exactly as he was in the original metal. We recommend pinning him when you put him together, and there's even a guide available from here. So there's a little link to learning how to pin your models. The overall goal with all these made-to-order releases is to provide a sweep of miniatures, mostly characters or unique models, that you can use to add a little flavor to your army. It's a nugget of nostalgia and also gives collectors a chance to round out their collections with a few sought-after rarities. So obviously this model has been reworked. There is a much cooler and up-to-date Griffon kit available. But for all those people out there that had some nostalgia from when they were kids or younger, never had the opportunity to pick up some of these cool characters, it's definitely nice to see them coming back on a made-to-order basis so that everybody has the opportunity to get a hold of one. But it is of note that typically when they have done these made-to-order items in the past, that you have a one-and-done opportunity to pick them up. So if you are after some of these models, make sure that you pick them up in that window, even though there'll be a delay from when you actually receive them. If this is something that you need to complete your collection or something that you do have some nostalgia on, you definitely don't want to miss this opportunity because it could be another 25 years before we get another one. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, CMO Games. CMO Games carries a full range of Games Workshop products including miniatures, paint, terrain, tools, and more. They take pre-orders for most Games Workshop new releases as early as possible, usually 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. CMO Games offers 15% off of MSRP for most all Games Workshop products and offer fast free shipping to the continental United States on orders over $50. Most orders ship out within 24 hours. You know their customer service is top-notch as they've been selling games online for over 20 years. Use the affiliate link below and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. And next we have the Commander of the Empire on Pegasus. The Imperial Captain on Pegasus is a real classic. First released in 1991, he epitomizes the Empire. He's full of pomp, and much of the design language and attitude actually ended up in the Hans von Laurenhack. Look at him in terms of the size and stature, you can see a commonality, and he's really chonk. We went looking for those molds in the dark recesses of the mold room, seeking out the tins or even finding the designers who originally made them. We got some of the original greens in that way. We needed one of the Imperial Ogres, who was brought in by Ally from his personal collection. He was very happy to help. He had all of them, brought them all in, and cleaned them all up. Some had become damaged over the years, and he fixed them up so we could make the molds of the ones we were missing. And then we also have the Commanders of the Empire, Empire Engineers, and Battle Standard Bearers. Alright, so we have 4 models here. Definitely have some cool look to them. You can very clearly see the difference between like the old hand sculpted stuff and the new CAD design stuff. Definitely a completely different style. The classic models were awesome, and these look pretty nice. And then here we have a few more as well. Again, very nice like look and style. Definitely have that old Citadel feel to them. And then last but not least, we see the hand sculpted standard bearer. So very cool for people looking to complete their collections or add a little bit of that older feel into some of the newer sculpts in the relaunch of the Empire range for the old world. These are all great miniatures that were brought back just because we could. The engineers are from the early 2000s, while the commanders and standard bearers were all mail-to-order exclusive miniatures released during the 6th, 7th, and 8th editions of Warhammer Fantasy Battles. They're all returning in their original metal. These made-to-order miniatures will join the rest of the Empire of Man releases when they come to pre-order. When is that? Soon. So we know that's basically going to be announced on Sunday, and then the official pre-orders will go live the following Saturday. So very cool opportunity for people not only to pick up all of the plastic kits that are coming, and then also some of the new resin sculpts that are going to be available as well, but then also some of the classic models in metal and resin as well. So you'll be able to pick up all of the new stuff that's being released as well as the brand new sculpts, and then to go along with them we'll have a limited window for made to order opportunity to pick up some of these guys that will only be available for a very limited time. And I gotta say, like, out of all of these, a couple of the commanders and the engineers, even the standard bearer, hold up really nice. So even though some of these models are like 25 or more years old, a lot of the talent is reflected in these miniatures by just how well they do hold up. And some of the intricate details don't like initially jump out, but we can see like Sigmar engraved on this sword right here. All the various like feathers and details on the armor. I mean, these models actually are really nice. So very, very cool. So let me know if you're excited for the new release of all the old world Empire of Man stuff, if you're going to be picking up some of the newer sculpts, some of the classic kits, or if you're excited for these made to order items. And let me know what you hope is coming next. I have a feeling that someone's going to write Wood Elf down in the comments, but we'll see. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products. And make sure to tell them that Warhammer Man sent you. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.